Hi guys, Kat Kabira here, and greetings from Bali. 3 tips on developing and respecting your own intuition. Does it feel right to you? So oftentimes we can be exploring possibilities and we might be so in our head and dismiss how our body feels or speaks about it. And there is actually a difference between something feeling right to you and feeling wrong. And an argument that I've given a trauma therapist once and that I've heard people say is, well, but what if your body is responding to old fear or old trauma? I would invite you that there still is a distinction in the body between old fear, old conditioning that is responding versus like, no, this is present moment. This doesn't feel right to me. So you've really got to trust. So self-trust is essential in respecting your intuition. And the second one, if we piggyback on this self-trust, is do you trust yourself or do you override? Do you over-mentalize? Do you give away what feels right to you according to the opinions of others? Of course, checking in with others, researching, getting more information is great. But if you lack a filter or a way to discern, then you're going to suddenly give your power away and disconnect from your intuition. So self-trust is essential. And how many times are you actually scrambling, to other people to be like, what do you think? And even like, on a more dramatic level, where you might be reaching out to other intuitive psychics, astrologers, etc. I'm not knocking those things. I also am quite intuitive and psychic, but you need to learn how to develop your own inner psychic wisdom. Like that's going to take you to where you need to go, as opposed to doing something because someone else suggested it. And then the final one is, does it feel right? Are you actually respecting, or are you starting to give your power away, to the opinions of others and overriding what feels right to you? The third one is, can you see it happening? So oftentimes, like, remember that nothing is fixed. And so when you're tuning into possibilities, you're actually would be sensing, do I sense energy happening there? So sometimes I'll be sensing different timelines and it's like, yeah, I can create the whole story in my head, the whole image, but I'm actually not seeing, feeling it happening. And I'm not believing it happening. So, and that's where it's like, we want to discern between just the mental field or the imagination versus like, there's a feeling, seeing, believing that like must be together, where it's like, yeah, now this one I'm actually able to visualize and bring matter behind, bring some ground behind it. So that can help you because I know pre-COVID, it was like suddenly I used to book myself out 2 years in advance. Suddenly, like a few months before, I was like, I just don't see things happening, past this month. I don't know why. And so I just didn't lay down my calendar, thank God. And so it's something where you have to also trust, where it's like, I just don't see it happening. And that will be really helpful when you're, weighing different possibilities and options and adventures and work things and even relationships. I've been in relationships where it's like, yeah, I only see us for a year, or like I can see things that are much longer. And then the final little PS would be, if you're not respecting your intuition in your regular life, let's say you're not doing it in a relationship or you're not doing it in your work, it's not like that gets to be compartmentalized. It's going to ripple through other aspects of your life. And that's really essential to know. I found it where I kept overriding my intuition in a relationship that I was in. Part of it was, it's great on paper. I wanted to make it work. But my body was like having lots of challenges with it. And I kept ignoring it. And I actually at that time had been seeing like a trauma therapist, and was told like, oh no, Kat, like that's your avoidant attachment that's causing you to not want to, be in this. And I gave my power away to this therapist. And that was like a feeling of self-betrayal, because my body knew all along, I knew all along, like this isn't right for me. So that would be my invitation, because what happened was it actually rippled through other parts of my life. Like the level of enthusiasm and intuition that I often take for granted just wasn't there, because I was having to suppress in this one aspect, and it rippled through everything. And that was really, it was so frustrating to be like, I don't know what I can't feel my, like this thing that I rely on, like I don't have it anymore. So really, really, really respect your intuition. Sending you lots of love from Bali. Bye.